They could win up to £10,000. They don't know each other, however. If they want the prize money, they'll have to work as a team. But 8 of them will leave with nothing, as round by round we lose the player voted the weakest link. Let's meet the team.
I'm Mike, I'm 39 years old, I'm from Bradford and I'm a driver.
I'm James, I'm 29 and a graphic designer from London.
I'm Saran, I'm 22 and I'm an administrator from Preston.
I'm John, I'm 20 and I'm a student from Hoylake on the Wirral.
I'm Jo, I'm 41, I'm a publican from Broadway in Worcestershire.
I'm Nicola, I'm 30 years old and I'm a student of the Performing Arts from Pembrokeshire.
I'm Dave, I'm 47, I'm a primary school teacher from Rugby.
I'm Ursula, I'm 68, I'm a retired civil servant from Hawkhurst in Kent.
My name is Colin, I'm 56 and I'm an entertainer from Colwyn Bay, North Wales.
Now the rules, in each round the aim is to answer enough questions correctly to reach your £1,000 target within the time limit. The fastest way is to create a chain of 9 correct answers. Get your question wrong and you break the chain and you lose all the money in that chain. But if you say bank before the question is asked, the money is safe. However, you start a new chain from scratch. Remember, at the end of the round, only money that has been banked can be taken forward. In round 1, there are 3 minutes on the clock. We'll start with the person whose name is first alphabetically. That's you, Colin. Let's play The Weakest Link. And the first question is for £20. Start the clock. Colin, in human biology, what organ is affected by bronchitis?
Lungs.
Correct. Mike, in history, the mutiny on the HMS Bounty happened in which century?
The 18th.
Correct, James. In what sport do you require a map and a compass to negotiate a specified course on foot?
Orienteering.
Correct, Saran.
Bank.
In geography, what is the collective name given to the counties in close proximity to London?
The home counties?
Correct, John. In religion, which fruit is described in the Quran as the fruit of a tree in paradise? Peach, banana or apple?
Apple.
Banana. Joe, what K is the name of the police force featured in Max Sennett's silent film comedies?
Pass.
Keystone Cops. Nicola, in science, do waves of gamma radiation travel faster than light waves?
No.
Correct, Dave. In nature, from which tree would you pick conkers?
Horse chestnut.
Correct, Ursula. In marine biology, is a ray's mouth generally on the upper or lower side of its body?
Upper.
Lower. Colin, in food, from which country does mozzarella originate?
Italy.
Correct. Mike, in pop music, complete the title of this Monkees song, Last Train to what?
Clarksville.
Correct, James. In 15th century literature, Sir Thomas Malory is credited with the first prose account of the legend of which king?
George.
Arthur. Saran, what was the nationality of the exotic dancer Mata Hari, who was executed in 1917 as a spy?
Indian?
Dutch. John, in Giza, Egypt, what famous monument has the body of a lion and the head of a man?
The Sphinx.
Correct. Joe, in nature, an aerobic creature relies on what gas in the atmosphere?
Pass.
Oxygen. Nicola, in TV, which G was a child's drama series beginning in 1978 documenting life in a comprehensive school?
Grange Hill.
Correct, Dave. In the animal kingdom, what bee is a type of venomous snake with long folding fangs?
Viper.
Correct, Ursula. In human biology, what S is part of the body affected by eczema?
Skin.
Correct. Colin.
Bank.
Is the Gobi Desert situated in the northern or the southern hemisphere?
Northern.
Correct. Mike, in politics, what is the USA equivalent to the British Cabinet post of Foreign Secretary?
The Secretary General.
Secretary of State. James, in what year did the giant letters Hollywoodland go up on a hill above Los Angeles, 1923 or 1933?
1923.
Correct. Saran, which Calvin is an American fashion designer famous for his line in men's underwear?
Calvin Klein.
Correct, John.
Bank.
Which American inventor was known as the Wizard of Menlo Park? Thomas Edison or Wilbur Wright?
Wilbur Wright.
Thomas Edison. Joe, complete the title of the following Lewis Carroll classic poem, The Hunting of
The Walrus.
the Snark. Nicola, in politics, what N is the word that is used when a business or industry is taken into public ownership?
Nationalisation.
Correct,
Bank.
Dave. In rugby, who has scored most international tries for England? Jeremy Guscott or Rory Underwood?
Rory Underwood.
Correct. Ursula, which classical instrument... Time is up. I cannot complete the question, and in that first round, team, you banked a very, very disappointing amount of £270. Who is it obvious has made a mistake journeying here today? Who are all the rest of you carrying? It's time to vote off the weakest link.
With all his questions answered correctly and having banked the most, Colin is the strongest player. The weakest link is Jo, having answered all her questions incorrectly. But at this early stage, will the other players have realised this?
Voting over, it's time to reveal who you think is the weakest link.
Jo.
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 Ursula.
James.
Jo.
Mike.
Jo.
Colin, what did Jo do to upset you?
She didn't get her questions right at all, I don't think. She might have got one right.
Mike, why Jo?
I'm afraid she got all 3 questions wrong, so...
Right. You got one wrong, didn't you?
I did, I got 2 out of 3 though.
Saran, why Jo?
Because she got all her questions wrong, I think.
Right. Jo, statistically, you were the worst player. And with 6 votes, you are the weakest link. Goodbye.
I feel really disappointed. It was one thing when I came on the show that I really wanted to get past the first round and not be the first one to be voted off. I think possibly Ursula might be voted off next. She got a question wrong and everybody else seemed to be fairly confident.
Round 2, and in the bank is £270 out of a possible £1,000. 8 of you left. We are now taking 10 seconds off the clock. We start with the strongest link from the last round. That's Colin. Let's play the weakest link. Start the clock. Colin, in nature on oak trees, do the male or female flowers ripen into acorns?
The female.
Correct. Mike, in transport, on which side of the road do you drive when in Australia?
On the left.
Correct. James, in British TV, during what decade were the adventures of Rin Tin Tin first broadcast?
70s.
1950s. Saran, what E is a reference book summarising all human knowledge?
Encyclopedia.
Correct. John, a fox chases a hen for 20 metres. How long is this in centimetres?
200. 2,000.
I have to accept your first answer. The correct answer is 2,000. Nicola, in food, what type of salad leaf shares its name with a vehicle designed for space travel?
Pass.
Rocket. Dave, on an Ordnance survey map, for what does P stand?
Public house.
Post office. Ursula, in Celsius, what is the boiling point of water at normal pressure?
100.
100 degrees Celsius. Correct. Colin, in what decade was the National Health Service Act to establish the NHS, the 1930s or 1940s?
1940s.
Correct. Mike, in which American state would you find the towns of Norfolk, Virginia Beach and Jamestown?
West Virginia.
Virginia. James, in geography, which city was the capital of the Kingdom of Brazil from 1822 to 1960?
Sao Paulo.
Rio de Janeiro. Saran, in literature, according to Shakespeare, rough winds do shake the darling buds of what?
May.
Correct. John, in Great Britain, what type of furniture is a davenport, a desk or a wardrobe?
Desk.
Correct. Nicola,
Bank.
in which decade was the film Mary Poppins made?
50s.
1960s. Dave, which member of the Dimbleby family has chaired the TV show Question Time since 1994?
David.
Correct. Ursula, in classical music, which composer was born first, Beethoven or Mozart?
Mozart.
Correct. Colin,
Bank.
which German dish consisting of cabbage allowed to ferment in salt is generally served with sausages?
Pass.
Sauerkraut. Mike, in jazz music, was Fats Waller a famous pianist or saxophonist?
He was a pianist.
Correct. James, in geography, which ancient South American civilization had a city called Machu Picchu?
The Mayans.
The Incas. Saran, which chemical used for the treatment of the thyroid gland takes its name from the Greek for violet?
Hydroxin.
Iodine. John, in which part of the human body is the bone called the ulna?
The arm.
Lower arm. I'll accept arm. Nicola, in music, is a bandoria a Spanish type of string or wind instrument?
Wind.
String. Dave, which of these cities is furthest from London by plane, Sarajevo or Valencia?
Sarajevo.
Correct, Ursula. In fashion, what are the small shiny discs named after the Italian word for a Venetian gold coin? Time's up. The correct answer was sequins, and in that round, you did appallingly badly. Another £1,000 missed, just £100 into the kitty. Who's the biggest dunce? One of you is about to leave with nothing. It's time to vote off the weakest link.
Colin is again the strongest link statistically, while the weakest link is now James, who answered all his questions incorrectly. But will the voting follow the facts?
Voting over, it's time to reveal who you think is the weakest link.
Ursula.
John.
Nicola.
Ursula.
James.
John.
John.
James.
Dave, do you like a drink?
I do actually, as it turns out.
As it turns out, it'd be as well to know the difference between a pub and a post office, wouldn't it?
It would,
on an
yes.
ordnance survey map. Right. Why John?
I just felt he got a few questions wrong as he went through.
Ursula, why John?
I think he got more questions wrong than I did.
No, he didn't.
Oh, well, I seem to do.
Not the same thing, of course. James, what a spectacular lack of knowledge you have. You were the worst player, statistically, but it's votes that count. John, with 3 votes, you are the weakest link. Goodbye.
I'm more surprised than anything else, to tell you the truth, because I was by nowhere near the worst player in that round. So I got 2 out of my 3 questions right, and like other people only got 1, if that. Dave and Ursula voted me off. That, to be honest, that wasn't a surprise, because the older people always tend to vote for the younger ones. I don't know why, but they just don't like us.
Round 3. Now, you could have won £2,000 by now. In fact, you have in the bank £370. You are down to 7 players. We are taking another 10 seconds off the clock. We start with the strongest link from the last round. That's Colin. Let's play the weakest link. Start the clock. Colin, which former football players became a double act presenting a show named after them for ITV?
Pass.
Saint and Greavesy. Mike, if you visited the colleges of Lady Margaret Hall and Keble, would you be in Oxford or Cambridge?
Cambridge.
Oxford. James, in UK politics, which party was in power from 1951 to 1964, Labour or Conservative?
Labour.
Conservative. Saran, what bee was a prison in Paris which was stormed on the 14th of July 1789?
Bastille.
Correct. Nicola, in anatomy, what is the name of the 2 almond-shaped glands located on either side of the uterus?
Ovaries.
Correct. Dave, in which English county would you find the cities of Winchester and Southampton?
Hampshire.
Correct. Ursula, did the Tarantella dance originate in Spain, France or Italy?
Spain.
Italy. Colin, how many hours behind GMT is Eastern Standard Time?
24.
5. Mike, in the animal kingdom, which W is a large mammal native to the Arctic Ocean with 2 large downward-pointing tusks?
Walrus.
Correct. James, in pop music, is rock legend Eric Clapton nicknamed Slow Hand or Slow Coach?
Slow coach.
Slow Hand. Saran, what is the capital of Japan?
Tokyo.
Correct. Nicola, the US boxer Mike Tyson was born in which decade, the 60s or the 70s?
70s.
60s. Dave, in literature, what was the name of the brother of the Bronte sisters?
Pass.
Branwell. Ursula, Albuquerque is located in which southwestern US state?
No idea.
New Mexico. Colin, what age do you call the part of the theatre in which the audience sits?
Pass.
Auditorium. Mike, in religion, Shrove Tuesday is the last day before what period of the Christian year?
Lent.
Correct. James, in nature, what pea commonly causes hay fever?
Pollen.
Correct. Saran,
Bank.
in film, in what year was The Towering Inferno released? 64, 74 or 84?
74.
Correct. Nicola, in human biology, what H is the name for high blood pressure?
Pass.
Hypertension. Dave, if a person walks at 2.5 miles per hour, how long will it take to walk 5 miles?
2 hours.
Correct. Ursula, Paul Whitehouse, Charlie Hickson and Mark Williams are members of which BBC TV comedy show?
No idea.
The Fast Show. Colin, is a planet's aphelion the point in its orbit when it is nearest or to or farthest from the Sun?
Nearest 2.
Farthest. Mike, From which country is Bishop Desmond Tutu?
South Africa.
Correct. James. In classical music, in which decade of the 20th century did the Russian-born composers Stravinsky and Shostakovich both die? Time is up. The answer was 1970s. And this time, you banked only £100. Who has gone to sleep? Who has lost their memory? It's time to vote off the weakest link.
After being the strongest link in the first 2 rounds, Colin is now the weakest link statistically. The strongest player is Saran. But who will the team decide to vote off this time?
Voting over, it's time to reveal who you think is the weakest link.
Ursula.
Colin.
James.
Colin.
James.
Colin.
James.
We have a tie team, Colin and James, 3 votes each. Colin, why James?
Because he got some questions wrong.
Not as many as you. James, not sure there's much hope for you. You didn't know that Eric Clapton, whether he was called a slow coach or a slow hand. Why Colin?
Clearly a piece of retaliation.
Well, when the vote is tied, the strongest link has the deciding vote. Saran, as the strongest link, you can decide whether you'd rather get rid of Colin or James. And of course you can change your mind.
I'm going to say Colin because you just said he got the most wrong, so I'm going to say Colin.
OK, well, James will heave a sigh of relief. Colin, you are the weakest link. Goodbye.
I feel terrible because I was the strongest link for 2 rounds, and then in the other round I went to pieces. I should have had the auditorium question correct. I mean, I have done a lot of acting actually, and I know it's auditorium, it's just that it goes out of your head. I think the next person to be voted off will be Saran, because she's getting a few of her questions wrong, and they seem to be getting rid of the young ones.
Round 4. You've banked £470 out of potential prize money of £3,000. There are 6 of you left. We are taking another 10 seconds off the clock. You now have only 2.5 minutes. We'll start with the strongest link from the last round. That's Saran. Let's play the weakest link. Start the clock. Saran, in history in 1415, what A was the French town where Henry V of England defeated the French?
Agincourt.
Correct. Nicola. In music, Natalie Cole is the daughter of which famous jazz pianist and ballad singer?
Nat King Cole.
Correct. Dave. Used in Italian cookery, passata is made from sieved what?
Rice.
Tomatoes. Ursula. In what year was the personal stereo with headphones launched in the UK, 79 or 83?
79.
Correct. Mike. What was the Countess of Wessex's maiden name before marrying Prince Edward?
Sophie Rhys-Jones.
Correct. James. In the animal kingdom, do sea lions have ears?
No.
Yes. Saran. Which popular children's author wrote screenplays for the films You Only Live Twice and Chitty Chitty Bang Bang?
Pass.
Roald Dahl. Nicola. In mammals, what T attaches the muscles to the bones?
Tendons.
Correct. Dave. Which P is an ancient city in Jordan which was described in a poem as a rose-red city half as old as time?
Pass.
Petra. Ursula. In law, what V is the name given to the decision made by a jury?
Verdict.
Correct. Mike. In Britain there are 2 types of horse racing, flat racing and what?
Jumps.
National hunt racing. James. In human biology, what S is the medical term for blood poisoning?
Pass.
Septicemia. Saran. Which London Underground line serves Heathrow Airport?
District.
Piccadilly. Nicola. In film, what well-known pop singer starred in The Young Ones in the early 60s?
Cliff Richard.
Correct. Dave. What B is a stately home in Hampshire that houses the National Motor Museum?
Bewley.
Correct. Ursula. Was cricketer Alan Knott best known as a batsman, bowler or wicket-keeper?
Batsman.
Wicket-keeper. Mike. In insects and spiders, what A is characterised by an absence of limbs?
Arachnoid.
Abdomen. James. The BBC soap opera EastEnders is set in which fictional London borough?
Walford.
Correct. Saran. What A is the French word for an inn or tavern?
Pass.
Auberge. Nicola. In which year in the 1980s did the Barbican Arts Centre open in London?
82.
Correct. Dave. In music, American Pie was a UK hit in 1972 for which American
Don
singer?
McLean.
Correct. You, Ursula. Ben Johnson was stripped of the 100 metres gold medal in 1988 for using steroids. What country did he represent?
Canada.
Correct. Mike. Which celestial objects have 3 parts, including a nucleus, a coma and a tail?
Comets.
Correct. James. Time is up, and in that round, you won only £170. Which of you is slacking? Which one is the bad apple? Who is hopeless? It's time to vote off the weakest link.
In a reversal of fortune, Saran is now the weakest link statistically. With all her questions answered correctly, Nicola is now the strongest player. But will the voting reflect this?
Voting over, it's time to reveal who you think is the weakest link.
Ursula.
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 Saran.
James.
James.
Mike, how many times have you voted for Ursula?
3.
Why is that?
Because...
You don't like her?
No, I think she's a very nice lady, but...
You don't want her on the team anymore?
Well, I think consistently she's only got 1 out of the 3 questions right so far.
Right. Saran, why Ursula?
I know she didn't do that bad last round, but I thought over the previous round she's not been that good.
Ursula, what do you do in your spare time?
Watch television.
What else?
Watch sport.
Right.
I know.
Any particular sport?
Yes, the one that I made a mess of, yes.
Statistically, you weren't the worst player. Was she, Saran? No. But it's votes that count. With 3 votes, Ursula, you are the weakest link. Goodbye.
Well, I think it was amazing that I got voted off when I wasn't the weakest link that time, whereas several times earlier I could easily have been voted off for being the weakest link, so I'm quite sure I was. The question I was ashamed at answering was the cricket one, and I should have known it as that I'd put that down as one of my specialist subjects. I think that James should be getting voted off. He has certainly failed on more questions than everybody else.
Round 5, your total so far is £640. If you'd hit your targets, it would be 4,000. 5 of you left, another 10 seconds coming off the time. We start with the strongest link from the last round, that's Nicola. Let's play the weakest link. Start the clock. Nicola, in human biology, which V is a chamber of the heart?
Vena cava.
Ventricle. Dave, proverbially you pays your what and takes your choice?
Money.
Correct. Mike, with which Australian pop star did Robbie Williams record the songs Kids in the year 2000?
Kylie Minogue.
Correct. James, which Aldous Huxley novel of 1932 is set in the future in the 7th century after Ford?
Pass.
Brave New World. Saran, in what year were the Nobel Prizes first awarded? 1889 or 1901?
1889.
1901. Nicola, which British architect designed the landmark Willis Faber building in Ipswich, Suffolk? Sir Norman Foster or Richard Rogers?
Richard Rogers.
Sir Norman Foster. Dave, in Greek mythology, by what were the 3 goddesses who determined human destiny collectively called?
The Graces.
The Fates. Mike, the area of outstanding natural beauty called Blackdown Hills overlaps 2 English counties. Name either.
Devon.
No, I'll have to accept your first answer. It's Devon or Somerset. James, in pop music, Stephen Judkins Morris is the real name of which famous singer and keyboard player? Stevie Wonder. Saran, which American comedy actor voiced the genie character in the 1992 animated film Aladdin?
Robbie
Correct.
Williams.
Nicola, Anglesey is separated from the Welsh mainland by which strait?
Menai.
Correct. Dave, at what race meeting are the Duke of Edinburgh Stakes and Windsor Castle Stakes run?
Royal Ascot.
Correct. Mike,
Bank.
in CB radio, for what do the initials CB stand?
Citizens Band.
Correct. James, who established the promenade concerts popularly known as the Proms?
King Albert.
Sir Henry Wood. Saran, which vaccine was developed by Dr. Jonas E. Salk in the 1950s?
Smallpox.
Polio. Nicola, in which American state would you find San Antonio, El Paso and Corpus Christi?
Pass.
Texas, Dave. And which pop band was Mark Bolan a member from 1968 until his death in 1977?
T-Rex.
Correct. Mike.
Bank.
What is the name of the Scottish soup made primarily of chicken and leeks?
Kokaliki.
Correct. James. What is the capital of Singapore?
No.
Singapore City. Saran, in literature, which... Time is up and you cannot get much worse. After all that work, you managed to put into your kitty a pathetic £120. Who is so dim they need dumping? Who is it necessary to get rid of before they do any more damage to that bank balance? It's time to vote off the weakest link.
Statistically, Mike is the strongest player. For the second time, James is the weakest link, having answered all of his questions incorrectly. Can he survive the vote for a second time?
Voting over, it's time to reveal who you think is the weakest link.
James.
Nicola.
James.
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 Nicola, how is it for you so far?
It's getting worse.
Is it? Why's that?
That was abysmal round for everybody.
Right. Why James?
It was more abysmal for him than any of the rest of us.
Right. Saran, why James?
I think he's been unlucky with his questions sometimes, but he's not doing that well.
Well, James, it's hard to sum up your performance. You're a bit of an icon, really, because I don't think we've had anyone on before who's only answered 4 questions correctly and lasted till this round. Statistically, you were the worst. Unanimously voted the weakest link. Goodbye.
When I saw the boards flipping over, it was a bit like the United Nations, and I was being voted out unanimously. I think Nicola will be next voted off because she has a weakness in answering the questions as well. But Dave was giving me a beady eye and I wanted to vote him off, but he was a very strong link.
Round 6, and there's £780 in the bank. But by now, of course, you could have won £5,000. 4 of you left. We are cutting another 10 seconds from your time. We start with the strongest link from the last round, that's Mike. Let's play the weakest link. Start the clock. Mike, what does a numismatist collect?
Coins.
Correct. Saran, name the 1960s puppet series with Troy Tempest as the captain of an atomic submarine.
Thunderbirds.
Stingray. Nicola, in the animal kingdom, what type of creature is a brill?
A fish.
Correct. Dave, in nature, does the word abiotic refer to living or non-living factors in an ecosystem?
Non-living.
Correct. Mike, in film, which tap dancing actor received a special Oscar in 1950 for his unique artistry and contributions to the technique of musical pictures?
Fred Astaire.
Correct. Saran,
Bank.
in which country was England cricketer Graham Hick born?
Ireland.
Zimbabwe. Nicola, in a chess game, which is the only piece that can jump?
A pawn.
A knight. Dave, which country no longer in existence had the national anthem Unbreakable Union of Freeborn Republics?
USSR.
Correct. Mike, in what year was the euro currency introduced?
1997.
1999. Saran, in nature, what is the name of the swampy subtropical region of Florida where mangroves and sawgrass grow?
The Everglades.
Correct. Nicola, in money, what type of loan gets its name from the old French word meaning dead pledge?
Pass.
Mortgage. Dave, which British actress played Alexis Carrington in the American TV series Dynasty?
Joan Collins.
Correct. Mike, in 1535, which English king executed his Lord Chancellor Thomas More?
Henry VIII.
Correct. Saran,
Bank.
what group of 4 brothers made their main film debut in the 1929 comedy The Coconuts?
Pass.
The Marx Brothers. Nicola, on the World Wide Web, which country does IN domain represent?
Indonesia.
India. Dave, in pop music, whose album No Secrets contains the 1972 hit You're So Vain?
Carly Simon.
Correct. Mike,
Bank.
were the parties of British colonists who settled in Patagonia in 1865 from Wales or Scotland?
Wales.
Correct. Saran,
Bank.
which US president agreed to end American involvement in the war in Vietnam?
Johnson.
Nixon. Nicola, which actress married Prince Rainier III in April 1956 in the Principality of Monaco? Correct. Dave. Time is up, and in that round you managed to bank again a far from impressive amount, £190. Who is it time to stop in their tracks? Who is unlikely to handle the pressure of less time in the coming rounds? One of you is about to leave with nothing. It's time to vote off the weakest link.
For the first time, Dave is the strongest player, having answered all his questions correctly. For the second time, Saran is the weakest link. But will the rest of the team have realised this?
Voting over, it's time to reveal who you think is the weakest link.
Nicola.
Nicola.
Mike.
Saran.
Mike, why Nicola?
It was very close between Saran and Nicola. I think they both only got one question right out of 4, and I felt perhaps Saran had been slightly better over the rounds previously.
Well, she was certainly worse in that round.
I didn't think there was much in it.
Oh, yes, there was, wasn't there, Saran?
I didn't do very well.
Is that how you put it?
Yeah.
No. I'd say statistically you were worse than anyone else. The good thing is, Saran, not enough people noticed. Because with 2 votes, Nicola, you are the weakest link. Goodbye.
I don't mind being voted off. It was very close between me and Saran. We're all cruddy. I'm just glad I got as far as I did. It is hard to keep an eye on what's going on around you. You want to bank money, you want to get your question right, you want to avoid getting verbally abused by Anne. I think Saran will be voted off next because it was very close between me and her.
Round 7, and of the £6,000 you could have won by now, you've actually managed to put in the bank only 970. 3 of you left, another 10 seconds off the clock. We start with the strongest link from the last round, that's Dave. Let's play the weakest link. Start the clock. Dave, John Henry Brodrib was the first actor to be knighted. How was he better known?
Pass.
Henry Irving. Mike, in what year was the Sydney Opera House completed?
1969.
1973. Saran, the League of Nations preceded which famous international organisation?
United Nations.
Correct. Dave, which famous religious mausoleum and tourist attraction is located at Agra, northern India?
Taj Mahal.
Correct. Mike, in biology, the salts of which element are the main constituent of human bone?
Calcium.
Correct. Saran,
Bank.
what is the first name of the model who Duran Duran singer Simon Le Bon married in 1985?
Yasmin.
Correct. Dave, under what name does former Conservative MP Rupert Allison write books about espionage?
Pass.
Nigel West. Mike, if a rhinoceros weighs 4,500 kilograms, what does it weigh in metric tons?
4.5.
Correct. Saran, in which long-running British soap opera did Noel Gordon star as Meg Richardson?
Brookside.
Crossroads. Dave, Los Angeles is in which American time zone?
Pacific.
Correct. Mike, in sport, Nottingham Panthers are a team from which game?
Ice hockey.
Correct. Saran, by
Bank.
what name is the Cathedral of St Peter in York commonly known?
York Minster.
Correct. Dave, in which country might you visit Innsbruck in the Tyrol?
Austria.
Correct. Mike, in theatre, what relationship is actress Vanessa Redgrave to Sir Michael Redgrave, who died in 1985?
Daughter to
Correct.
father.
Saran,
Bank.
who were the American brother-sister vocal duo had hits in the 1970s with Close to You and Were Only Just Begun?
Carpenters.
Correct. Dave, which civilization preceded the Aztecs in Mexico?
Incas.
Toltecs. Mike, according to legend, who founded the North African city of Carthage?
Alexander the Great.
Dido. Saran, which British comedian played the Punch and Judy man in the 1963 film of the same name?
Tommy Cooper.
Tony Hancock. Dave, what type of forensic evidence was first kept on file at New Scotland Yard in 1901? Mike. That was the correct answer, but you were out of time, and in that round you managed to bank £250. Now, in round 8, you get the chance to treble what you bank, and that means in the next round there's £3,000 to be won. The question is, whose time is up? Who should sling their hook? Who is least likely to put as much as possible in that kitty? time to vote off the weakest link.
In a dramatic reversal of fortune, Saran is the strongest player for the second time. After having been the strongest link in the last round, Dave is now the weakest player. But at this crucial stage, who will lose the vote?
Voting over, it's time to reveal who you think is the weakest link.
Saran.
Dave.
Saran.
Mike! You've been a bit lost since Ursula went. Why Saran? Because certainly you got as many wrong as she did.
Did I? I didn't realise.
Dave, why Saran?
I was aware she banked an awful lot of money for us. But my
£250.
I know, but my decision was only based on the previous performance in the other rounds.
Well, Saran, statistically, in that round, you were the strongest link. Dave was the worst player statistically. But with 2 votes, the team wants you off. You are the weakest link. Goodbye.
I don't know why they voted me off. Maybe they weren't paying attention. But, you know, that's what they decided to do. I think Mike will win because he's a really wide knowledge on everything. And he only voted for me once, so I hope he wins.
Round 8, and of the £7,000 you could have won by now, you have just 1,220. Mike and Dave, only 2 of you left, and this time you have only 90 seconds. But whatever you win in this round will be trebled and added to your total to make up your final prize money. So £3,000 is at stake in this round. You've voted off the strongest link, so we'll start with the second strongest. That's Mike. Let's play the weakest link. Start the clock. Mike, what was the name of the American oil billionaire reputed to be the richest man in the world at the time of his death in 1976?
Howard Hughes.
John Paul Getty. Dave, smooth, crested and palmate are the 3 types of which amphibian native to Britain?
Newt.
Correct. Mike, which actress played Pussy Galore in the Bond film Goldfinger?
Honor Blackman.
Correct. Dave, who took over from Neville Chamberlain in 1940 to become Prime Minister of a coalition government?
Winston Churchill.
Correct. Mike, in sport, which TV commentator broke records in the 1,500 metres, 2,000 metres and mile in 1985?
Pass.
Steve Cram. Dave, who wrote the children's fairy tales Thumbelina and the Red Shoes?
Hans Christian Andersen.
Correct. Mike, in literature, in which Joseph Heller novel did Captain Yossarian first appear?
Catch-22.
Correct. Dave, in
Bank.
pop music, Jimmy Sullivan sang the Communards, but with what band did he first achieve fame?
Bronski Beat.
Correct. Mike, the ancient city of Rome was founded on which river?
The Tiber.
Correct.
Bank.
Dave, the flint mine of Grimes Graves is found in which English county?
Derbyshire.
Norfolk. Mike, in fashion, what tea is a bride's collection of clothes and linen for her marriage?
Pass.
Trousseau. Dave, the Milky Way is what kind of galaxy?
Pass.
Spiral. Mike, which British film directed by Richard Attenborough depicted the Allied defeat at Arnhem?
The
Time's up. The correct answer is a bridge too far, and you certainly didn't make it to £1,000. You clocked up only £100. Never mind, we'll treble that and add it to the winnings from the previous rounds. That means prize money today of £1,520. But only one of you can take that money away. You will now be playing against each other head to head. I'll ask alternate questions, best of 5. Whoever answers the most correctly wins. It's as simple as that. If there's a tie after 5, we'll go for sudden death until we have a winner. So, Mike and Dave, for £1,520, let's play the weakest link. Dave, as the strongest link in the last round, you have the choice of who goes first.
Can I go first, please?
Dave, a hippophile is a lover of which animal?
Horses.
That is the correct answer. Mike, in what year did Britain sign the Maastricht Treaty?
1995.
Correct answer is 1992. Dave, in theatre, which English dame made her first appearance on the stage as Viola in the Oxford University Dramatic Society's 1952 production of Twelfth Night?
Judi Dench.
The correct answer is Maggie Smith. Mike, in religion, what is the name given to the liberation of the people of Israel from slavery in Egypt under the leadership of Moses?
Emancipation.
The correct answer is Exodus. Dave, in which John Ford film does John Wayne's character go looking to avenge his niece's abduction?
Stagecoach.
Correct answer is The Searchers. Mike, well, what do the initials of J.K. Rowling, author of the Harry Potter books, stand? Would you like me to repeat the question?
Please.
For what do the initials of J.K. Rowling, author of the Harry Potter books, stand?
Joanne Catherine.
The correct answer is Joanne Kathleen. Dave, in science, what two letters are used to determine whether a reactant is dissolved in water?
pH.
Correct answer is AQ. Mike, what was Margaret Thatcher's maiden name?
Roberts.
That is the correct answer. Dave, John Edgar Hoover was the director of which investigative organisation from 1924 to 1972?
The CIA.
The correct answer is a Federal Bureau of Investigation, in other words, FBI. Mike, if you answer this question correctly, you have won. So, Mike, for £1,520. In the TV programme, The Fall and Rise of Reginald Perrin, what animal does Reginald visualise when thinking of his mother-in-law?
A hippopotamus.
That is the correct answer. That means, Mike, you are today's strongest link and you go away with £1,520. Dave, you leave with nothing. Join us again for the weakest link. Goodbye.
It did get to a stage when I got the first 3 questions wrong and I thought, well, I'm not going to win.
In the final round, I decided that the first thought that came into my mind would be the one that I would go with, hoping not to change my mind. In retrospect, I wish I'd spent a bit longer thinking about the Edgar Hoover question.
I knew his last question as well, so I thought, oh dear. But so yeah, I was very surprised to win in the end.